So you are here today to find out why the law of attraction isn't working for you. Well, let's just start out with the misunderstanding. I remember I was at a class and I asked everyone, have you heard of the law of attraction? Everybody raised their hand. And then I said, okay, have you ever tried to do the law of attraction? And everybody raised their hand. And I said, and how many of you did it not work for? And everybody raised their hand. And you guys, this is the number one misunderstanding, is that the law of attraction is something that you can apply. You can't apply the law of attraction because it's a law, which means it's never not working. It's never not in action. The law of attraction is never not in action. And when we shift that first misunderstanding to go from it's a thing that's never not in action to something that I'm trying to manipulate, well, now we can actually manipulate it based on the law and not on how to do it. So let's talk about that. What is the law of attraction and how is it never not in action? Well, the fact that whatever you focus on shows up. Wherever your focus is, it shows up. Now, the biggest part of why, if you think you're focusing on something and it doesn't show up, what's actually going on? Well, what's going on is that you go, I want to attract money, but I don't have any money. What just happened to what I was focused on? I want money, but I don't have any money. We just shifted our focus, which means the thing that we're trying to attract just went and went away because I looked over here and now I don't have attention to bring it, attract it, right? So it has to be, I want money, 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 I want money. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it that is part of the misunderstanding is that there is our conscious and there's our subconscious. So our conscious is saying, I'm a millionaire. And then our subconscious going, no, you're not. Because what we are looking at around us is not, because our subconscious is actually the creator of what we're attracting, right? So we have to understand that we have to condition our subconscious based on what we want from our conscious. So going back to that focus thing and what shows up, it would look something like this. I want money, and because we're told do affirmations, I have $1 million in the bank. We'll just pretend maybe your affirmation is I have $10,000 in the bank. I have $10,000 in the bank. No, you don't. I have $10,000 in the bank. No, you don't. I have $10,000 in the bank. No, you don't. And we don't recognize that we're actually changing our focus, which is what cuts off that thing showing up. So, how do we actually work this? Now that we understand that there's two factors. The factor is it's never not in action. The other factor is we're dealing with our conscious and our subconscious mind. So now how do we work it? And I like to call this tell the whole truth. So here's the whole truth. I want $10,000 in my checking account. I recognize that I don't have $10,000 in my checking account. And I recognize that if I focus on $10,000 long enough, it'll show up in my checking account. Regardless of what I'm experiencing right now in this moment, I am going to call forth $10,000 in my checking account because I recognize that the law of attraction is never not in action, and whatever I focus on has to manifest, right? So we give attention to what our subconscious believes, and we keep our focus on what we actually desire. Why? Because we trust that the law is never not in action, and that if we look at it and focus on it long enough, it has to manifest.